Welcome back. It's amazing sometimes how things that you wouldn't think would have anything to do with each other kind of do. The connections you can find between people and events that happened in unrelated parts of the world and centuries apart. Today we look to the skies, stage, and studio. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with a quote. So grab your favorite cuppa, sit back, and let's have a look. Hi there, and welcome to This Day in History for May 13th. May 13th is the 133rd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 134th in leap years, with 232 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is elusive. Elusive is an adjective that means tending to evade grasp or pursuit, as in elusive prey, difficult to find, catch, understand, define, or achieve, tending to escape perception, understanding, or grasp of, as in an elusive concept, tending to defy, hard to comprehend or define, hard to isolate or identify. Some example sentences might be, the solution to the puzzle remained elusive, despite hours of effort, or fame can be elusive even for the most talented performers, or he gave an elusive answer, avoiding the real question. The word elusive comes to us from a Latin combination word that literally translated to playing out of reach. First known use of the word elusive is in 1719, elusive. And with that, the Great Comet of 1861 was discovered on May 13, 1861, by John Tebbutt of Windsor, New South Wales, Australia. This was a long-period comet that was visible to the naked eye for about 3 months and is one of the greatest comets of the 19th century. This is the birthday of Steveland Hardaway Jenkins, also known as Steveland Hardaway Morris, but we know him better as Stevie Wonder. Born May 13, 1950, he was born 6 weeks prematurely. And in that time, preemies were often given supplemental oxygen, which is good for keeping early babies alive. But for some reason, that oxygen-rich situation somehow seems to contribute to a condition that's called retinopathy of prematurity. Nowadays, the potential for retinopathy of prematurity, also called ROP, is well known, so doctors watch and evaluate for that so that they can make attempts to adjust for that possibility. Back then, while they knew that preemie babies needed supplemental oxygen to keep them alive, they hadn't quite made the association with the potential for blindness, retinopathy of prematurity. That said, he was something of a child prodigy, learning how to play several instruments as a child and singing from an early age. He signed with Motown when he was 11, and that's where he acquired the professional name of Little Stevie Wonder. He got his first number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1963 when he was 13, making him the youngest artist ever to top the chart. He's one of the best-selling music artists of all times, with sales of over 100 million records worldwide, 25 Grammy Awards, an Academy Award, and induction into several music halls of fame. Happy birthday, Stevie Wonder. Our word of the day reminded me of a song from the 1960s, Elusive Butterfly by Bob Lind. Actually, I didn't remember exactly when it was popular, nor did I remember who performed it, but the word elusive reminded me of the song, which started playing in my head, as they so often do. So I looked it up, and here we go. Elusive Butterfly was written and performed by Bob Lind and released first as a B-side in November of 1965 and then as an A-side in 1966. The song made its way into the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 5, and it also hit number 5 on the UK singles chart, number 2 in Australia in the spring and summer of 1966. Elusive Butterfly's lyrics are poetic and non-rhyming, enhancing the introspective quality of the song. We can think of the elusive butterfly as a metaphor for the pursuit of love or dreams, emphasizing the beauty found in the chase rather than the attainment. Elusive Butterfly has been covered by dozens of artists like Petula Clark, Cher, Luke Christie, Johnny Mathis, Glenn Campbell, Dolly Parton, and others. Bob Lind himself might be thought of as a one-hit wonder, but he did continue to write and perform and has several albums to his credit, and of course songs that many other artists have performed. I've made a note in my little calendar book to talk more about Bob Lind when his birthday rolls around in November. Elusive Butterfly by Bob Lind. Link in the description. How about that? From a comet's silent flight across the night sky to a young boy's voice rising through the charts and a poetic melody that still stirs the heart. May 13th reminds us that beauty often arrives unannounced, burns brightly, and then slips back into memory. Whether it's a star in the sky or a song in your mind, keep chasing what moves you. So for today's quote, I thought this one from Stevie Wonder would be fitting. He said, "You can't base your life on other people's expectations." Stevie Wonder. Alrighty, y'all, take care. Be good to each other. I'll see you next time. This was a long period comment. This was a long period comment that was available. This was a long period comment. A really long period. Okay. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoyed this series, you can check out the playlists in the description. You can find me on BitChute, Facebook, Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, and X, as well as on a blog page called No Really. All those links are in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.